Well, I beeped yesterday and it didn't work, but we'll see. People don't realize how much computers have to talk to each other. The program that runs the microphone is a completely different program than the program that is recording the screen. The program that is recording the screen thinks it's working. The program that's recording or using the mic obviously wasn't. Okay, so subtraction. Again, just like with addition, we need a subtraction sentence, which, just like with addition, is poly minus poly, and then an answer. Now, is there any limit to how many polynomials you can subtract? I'm not looking at you, I'm looking out the window. Because that doesn't even sound like a real animal. All right, so in this question, is this a subtraction sentence?
No.
No, what's missing?
The answer.
There's no answer. Okay? So what this is saying is I start with this polynomial, and then what does that subtraction sign mean in English? Again, I got 6 hours. What does subtraction mean in English? Take away. So this question is saying I'm starting with this polynomial, and I'm going to take away what? I'm going to take away a negative 2b squared, which would look like b squareds are the big shaded ones. I got to take away 2 of them, and I got to take away a negative b, which is 1 bar, and I got to take away 2, which is 2 of those guys, right? Everyone agree? Okay. So, once again I remind you, if you are good with the math, then the algebra tiles are kind of useless to you. But since many of you still cannot add and subtract negative numbers, the algebra tiles will be helpful to you. So I really recommend actually using them for the first little bit until you get comfortable. Okay? I know you're not comfortable because every so often I ask you a subtraction of a negative question and half of you get it wrong. About a third of you get it right, but you answer in the form of a question. What's negative 3 minus minus 4? 1? That's not sure. Understand? So it's really useful to actually do this with the algebra tiles a couple of times until you get the hang of it. All right? So we'll start with this. And guys, I'm actually going to draw it out. I'm not going to do the shortcut this time. Okay? There's a reason. I'm going to draw this guy out. I'm going to draw this guy in black. So 3b squareds means I need 3 big guys, yeah? Negative 2b means I need 2 bars, yeah? And negative 1 means I need 1 little guy. Yes? Everybody cool? All right. Now, the question says I have to take away 2 big black ones. Do they exist? Where? Where do you see 2 big shaded boxes to take away? Are they there? No. So what I have to do is I have to add 0 pairs. Now if I add a 0 pair, how much am I adding? 0. So the value isn't changing, is it? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go I've added 0 and 0, yes? Okay. Now, can I take away two big shaded ones? Yes. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to circle them, and I'm going to take them away. Everyone agree? All right. Now, can I take away one shaded bar? That's there, so I can take it away. Can I take away two unshaded little guys? No, there's none there, so I gotta add them in. Now can I take away two? And what is left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 b squareds, all positive, minus a b, minus 3. Everybody got it? All right. So once we take away those tiles, that's what's left. So, excuse me, we started out with 3b squared minus 2b minus 1, correct? We took away negative 2b squareds minus b plus 2, correct? And that left us with 5b squared minus b minus 3. This is our subtraction sentence. Everybody cool? Now I want you to notice something. 3, 2, 5. 2, 1, 1. 1, 2, 3. There is relationships there. But as I said, many of you think because the numbers are small and because it's add and subtract, you're going to be able to do it in your head. You do it in your head, you get the answer wrong, and then you write it down. Because you're not so hot at subtracting and adding negatives. You don't want to get your calculator because you don't feel like you need it, because it's only adding and subtracting one-digit numbers. But then, by the same token, you don't want to remember that subtracting a negative is the same as adding. So either A, use the algebra tiles at the beginning until you get good, or B, actually use your calculator. Okay? Picking up what I'm putting down? I know you think I can't see you on your phone, but of course I can, because as you can plainly see, I have eyes. I don't understand why you can't figure this out. I'm going to say it real slow, because apparently you need to hear it really, really slowly to understand. Okay, are you ready to listen? I'm going to say it real slow, because you can't figure it out when I say it at normal speed. Don't touch your phone again in my class. Did you figure it out that time? Yeah. Okay. Are you really sure this is the time to ask it?
I'll wait if I do.
So, make sure that you actually know what is going on. Okay? Here is another one. Again, you are welcome to try to do it another way, but like I say, most of you keep screwing it up. So I'm going to suggest that you write it out. Now again, now that we've done one, actually drawing it properly, we can go ahead and we can do the shortcut. So we start with this guy. How would I draw him shortcut way? 4 bar. Unshaded, yes? 3 little guys. Yep. Now, I have to take away 2 bars. Do I have 2 bars to take away? Right. So this 4 is going to become what? 2. So I've got 2 bars. Yeah? Now I also have to take away 1 little box. Do I have 1 to take away? So I'm going to minus 1, and I'm going to be left with 2 little guys. What is the proper answer? Not x. 2p Minus?
Minus 2.
Minus?
Plus 2.
Plus 2.
Plus 2. Okay? Everybody good? All right, let's do this one. What would this guy start as? I'm going to change colors. 5t, shaded or not? Not. And 1 little guy, right? Now, I have to take away negative 2t. Are there any? There's none, are there? So I need to add them in. Okay? So I need to add 2 negatives and 2 positives, correct? Now can I take away 2 negatives? Yes. Gone. What's that leave me with? 7 bars, right? And I have to take away 3 positives. Do I have 3 positives? No. So I got to add 1, 2, 1. Oh, wait, we're doing it shortcut way. I got to add 2 positives and 2 negatives, yeah? Now, are there 3 positives to take away? 1, 2, 3, correct? Gone. What's left? 2 little guys. So what's the answer? 7t minus 2. Is everybody good with working in pictures? All right. Now, all of you will say, I don't work in pictures. I don't need to. But I'm about to give you a quiz that's going to prove some of you do need to. Quiz 2. After we've done our work on adding and subtracting. Okay? Now, like I said, the algebra tiles are very useful for beginning. It's not our end game. We don't want to be using algebra tiles because, again, we can't go past an exponent of 2. So we got to learn to do this properly. Properly is symbolically. Remember that symbolically is numbers, variables only. And right here, I give you all the steps to subtract. I cannot stress this enough, you guys. Read them. Actually do them at the beginning, because you're gonna screw this up. Okay? So, there's what we are starting with. Step 1, remove the brackets from the first term. So I'm going to write it as negative 5k squared plus 2k minus 6. Brackets are removed. Then, what do we know about subtraction? What is it really? No, that's in English. That's what subtraction means. But in math, what is, yes, it's really adding the opposite, yes? So I'm going to switch this to add, and then I'm going to change all of these to the opposite. What is the opposite of 3k? Negative 3k, and I'm going to write them in red to remind you that they're all opposites. What's the opposite of negative 4? Positive 4k. And what is the opposite of 1? Negative 1. Everyone understand that? Now, remove the brackets. Okay, I'm lazy, so I'm just going to remove them by erasing them. Everybody cool? Now, group like terms, which we already know how to do. Now, I would recommend, on trinomials especially, to do this the vertical way that I showed you yesterday, right? So k squared means I need all the other k squareds, right? Now remember, what am I really doing here? Adding and adding. So when I bring this negative 3k down here, I am really adding those, aren't I? So I have negative 5 and then negative 3 more. So what is my answer? negative 8k squared. Then I take the 4k and I put it with the k. 2 plus 4 is 6k, and I take the 1. I grew it. I take the 1, negative 6, and then negative 1 more is negative 7. Does everybody see how it works? Now, a great many of you are going to be too lazy to write this all out. And I'm okay with that if you learn how to do it right. So over here in green, I'm going to show you the other thing you could do. You're still going to have negative 5k squared plus 2k minus 6, yeah? Minus 3k squared minus 4k plus 1. Everyone cool with that? Now, if you don't want to write it all out, which none of you are going to do, even though you will lose marks, you will still, everything out of your mouth is, "Is this worth marks?" And then you do things that cost you marks. I don't understand why. But most of you are going to be too lazy to rewrite this twice and stack it up and do all that. So what you can also do is this. As soon as you see a minus, what does it become? Plus. I'm going to change colors here to work in red to show you everything I changed. Plus. And once you are changed that to a plus, everything after it must become opposite. So this will become negative 3. This will become positive 4. This will become negative 1. Then you can do like we did before. You can draw your circles or your triangles or highlight or do whatever you want. I say, okay, k squared's k squared's negative 5 and then negative 3 more. Negative 8k squared. K squareds are done. 2k plus 4k, 6k, done. And 6, negative 6 minus 1, negative 7. Do I care which way you do it? Absolutely not. But speaking as a math teacher who's been doing this for a long time, longer than you have been alive, if you go straight to this, you will screw it up. You will forget to change these to opposites. Okay? I know this. It's not a personal attack on you guys. It's just you have this real desire to get good marks, but you don't want to do any work to get them. Because as soon as I show you anything, the first thing out of your mouth, do I have to show work? And then the next thing out of your mouth is this for marks? Understand the problem? So, go ahead and remember, once again, you do not need all these lines, and over here is your thinking. So do this. Now, when I say do this, I look around and I see how many people pick up a pencil. I see how few of you actually try it. And then I mark your quizzes and I check the relationship between who actually does this and how their quiz scores are. And guess what I find? Every time. Crap. The people that do this now, that are trying it right now by themselves, and I'm going to name some of them by name, B.A., Dylan, Aiden, Bryn, Kobe, are all the top 5 students in the class. The people that aren't writing anything right now and are waiting for me to write it and are going to copy it down are all the ones that do the worst on the tests and the quizzes. Think there's a relationship? You damn skippy, there's a relationship. But feel free to continue going the way you're going. Those of you that aren't bothering to write anything down. So I'm going to follow the instructions. I will remove the brackets from the first term, 8f minus 3. I will then change the opposite. I have done it right there. The opposite of 7f is negative 7f. The opposite of 5 is negative 5. So this becomes negative 7f and minus 5. They say to group your like terms. So they expect you to write down another step where you put your like terms right beside each other. Or you stack them. I don't care. 8f minus 7f and negative 3 plus negative 5. There they're grouped. 8f minus 7f leaves you with 1f, negative 3, and then negative 5 more is negative 8. Okay? All of you should have gotten that. Everybody pay attention to this bubble I have written over here. You've been doing this already. What does descending mean? Well, in English, if I descend from this, yeah, so descending order means really descending degree. All right? So what does that mean? Highest degree term, but it's also alphabetical. So in this, there's only one letter, right? So do I care about the alphabet? No. This one, we're going to put our highest degree term first. Okay? If it's also alphabetical. Oops, not in. If there's more than one variable. Now in grade 9, we only deal with one variable. So all we care about in grade 9 is descending order of degree. Understand? Okay, so here we go. I've taken away the thinking. I've left you lines if you wish to use them. I, of course, am going to fill in every line. Remove the brackets. 2 plus 5g minus 7g squared minus, and then I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to do every single step. Step 2, change this to add. 2 plus 5g minus 7g squared plus negative 9g, because I got to add the opposites, positive 4g squared, and minus 2. Step 3, remove those second brackets. 2 plus 5g minus 7g squared plus negative 9g plus 4g squared minus 2. Now here is where you may want, on a quiz, because none of these lines would be here, right? On a quiz, you may want to stack these right here. But because I've got the lines, I'm not going to stack them. I'm going to group them. Cool? So my 2 goes with a negative 2. 2 minus 2. My 5g goes with a negative 9g. 5g minus 9g. And my negative 7g squared goes with a 4g squared. Now I'm going to write it. 2 minus 2 is 0, so it's gone. I'm not going to write it. 5 minus 9 is negative 4g. Negative 7 plus 4 is negative 3g squared. And my last step is to put it in the proper order. What's the highest degree? Negative 3g squared minus 4g. Do I write 0? No. Got it?
Group together in like terms and you change the signs?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like if you group... Like
So you would group together your like terms here and then change the signs later?
very top, like you group
Sure.
terms and you change it to
Sure.
opposite signs. So it's
Yes, as long as you are diligent and pay attention to detail. Okay? I don't care if you do things a different way. Like what Aiden just asked was, could he take these guys up here and group them now, but change the sign? Could he skip all these steps and say, okay, that's a positive 9, so that has to be negative 9g? I assume that's what you're asking. Negative 4, well, that has to be positive 4g squared, and 2 has to be negative 2. Could he do that? Of course he can. But all he's doing is everything I just did, isn't it? He removed the second brackets, and he added all the opposites. He did everything I did. He just did it in one step. Again, when I do these for me, making a key for your test, do you think I do all that? Of course not. Which is also why you will notice that sometimes I make small computational errors, don't I? Right? And you guys catch me on it. Because A, I'm not writing down every step. I'm not showing my work. And B, I'm never using a calculator. Ever. Is everybody cool? You can all add and subtract? All right. So it is 9:04. It is break time in 10 minutes. I'm going to give you this 10 minutes now. I'm going to give you 10, 15 minutes when you get back to make sure you are comfortable with adding and subtracting. Okay? 235, I'm going to highlight because I want you to do all of it, because it's not very much. 228, I'm going to make some changes right now. I want you to do 3. I want you to do 6. I want you to do 9 only, every other letter. I want you to do 10, but not A. I want you to do all of 10. Don't care about... Ooh, actually, I want you to do 12, but I don't care about 15, and I don't care about 17. Okay? Good up?
Great.
Excellent.